daughter this past August, bringing her home happy and healthy. The couple look forward to beginning their life together as a family. However, according to the Lincoln Journal-Star on November 23rd of 2015, the state of Nebraska is refusing to legally recognize the family. And still today, 6 months later, the couple is waiting on a birth certificate. The state of Nebraska informed the Wagners that only Brooke's name would be allowed on the document, and Nicole's name, the non-biological mother, would be left off entirely. Frustrated, the lesbian couple pleaded with the Nebraska court system, and according to the Lincoln Journal-Star, Nebraska Attorney General Doug Peterson responded by generously offering to list one of them on the document as a friend, a designation that trivialized the parents' relationship to their child and left Nicole without any parental rights. Despite being able to be married in all 50 states, in places like Nebraska, same-sex couples are still unable to co-adopt, adopt as step-parents, or gain dual parental rights at birth. When one parent is denied rights, children are left without vital government benefits, and parents are denied in their guarantees to child support, custody, or visitation. The National Center for Lesbian Rights reported on December 15, 2015, that currently there are 15 states that are refusing to recognize both parents in same-sex relationships. They report that this discrimination is actively risking the livelihood of 220,000 children in the United States. So today, to better understand the discrimination faced by same-sex families, we will look to the problems, causes, and solutions of what NPR on January 5th of 2015 described as a gross violation of civil rights that no one's talking about. Kathy Matero and her partner welcomed their beautiful twin girls into the world this past August. However, she told CNN on December 5th of 2015 that legally in the state of Florida, I'm a stranger to my children. I can't even sign for them at the doctor's office. The discrimination faced by same-sex families can be understood on two levels. First, parents. Second, children. First, non-biological parents are struggling for a legitimate place in the eyes of the law. According to the Washington Times, published November 23rd of 2015, non-biological parents have limited access to the medical care, schooling, and legal documentation of their children. Take the case of Jennifer and Lucy Dole. Their daughter was taken by ambulance to the emergency room after an extreme allergic reaction. Panicked, the women rushed to the ER where Jennifer was allowed to enter. However, Lucy was stopped at the door. According to the Chicago Law Review published in December of 2015, Lucy testified, I was told that because I wasn't legally a parent, I couldn't enter the room. I was forced to sit and wait while my daughter was lying in a hospital bed. I was insulted and terrified. Additionally, non-biological parents are fighting for even basic access to their children. The Alabama Supreme Court ruled on November 17th of 2015 that a non-biological mother had no right to even basic visitation for her children. Her former partner was denying her access to the 3 children that they'd raised together since conception. Second, children. According to an amicus brief filed to the Supreme Court this past summer during Obergefell v. Hodges, children who are born or adopted in these states are being denied important government benefits. Children born or adopted in dual parent relationships are guaranteed to things like child support, inheritance, or Social Security, which all guarantee their access to economic security in the case of emergency, which is extremely important. As the conversation detailed on October 7th of 2015, that of the 220,000 children who are impacted by these lack of rights, 60% are impoverished and 50% are people of color. These children already face an immense amount of discrimination on the basis of race and socioeconomic class. these lack of rights only limit their access to opportunity and upward movement in society even further. Kathy Matero told the previously cited CNN, "I worry every day I will lose custody if something were to happen to my wife." Mothers and fathers across the United States are being denied fundamental rights to parenthood. And this is because of two main causes: lack of legislation following Obergefell v. Hodges, and an outdated system of parental legitimization. First, following Obergefell v. Hodges, most states quickly legislated on the new same-sex family standard, allowing joint adoption and dual recognition at birth. However, the remaining 15 states have been slow to act, with most of them handling it on a case-by-case basis and setting precedents that align with traditional nuclear family values. According to the New York Times on July 27th of 2015, parents in these states are left unsure of where they stand, meaning their only solution is a costly court proceeding for an already disenfranchised demographic. And rarely has a court proceeding resulted in success. Much like the Nebraska couple, a gay Arkansas couple petitioned the government for dual recognition at birth. And according to the Huffington Post on December 2nd of 2015, despite the court ruling in their favor, the state of Arkansas is refusing to release birth certificates. Same-sex parents are being denied rights that are in place to protect children, simply because of slow and inadequate legislation. Second, the birth certificate system is outdated. According to the Huffington Post on November 17th of 2015, the current system defines parental rights through biological means. This system, based on biology, requires a mother and a father's name on the document, which obviously becomes a little complicated for same-sex families who lack the ability to fill the male and female roles on the document. While some states have begun to list both parents' names despite the male-female standard, this outdated system has been actively justifying the discrimination in the remaining 15 states. Using biology to define what it means to be a parent is leaving same-sex families unable to secure their rights. The Supreme Court ruled on January 11th of 2015 that it will not be hearing any same-sex parental right cases in the near future, making the pursuit for solutions all the more imperative. And they can be understood on two levels. First, national. Second, personal. First, the inconsistencies between states and the rights that they afford to same-sex families needs to be addressed. The Equality Act, proposed by David Cicilline of Rhode Island in the House in 2016, seeks to achieve this goal by amending the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to include sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity, all as protected areas in the realm of public accommodations. This bill would force same-sex families to be recognized by states, as well as provide accommodations for thousands of other individuals. I encourage you to reach out to your congressmen and women and ask them to support the Equality Act. Finally, on a personal level, contact your ACLU and see if there are any active or pending cases that you can support or donate to, as court cases are often slow and impossible to influence from the outside. The best way you can help same-sex families is by making sure that they know their rights. Working with the law firm where I am currently employed, I have compiled a list of ways that same-sex families can make sure they have basic protections for their family. While this in no way serves as legal advice, it will guide same-sex families through basic information on legal guardianship and how to establish their estate planning through free and local services. I encourage you to take one and distribute them on your campuses or to people who you know who may benefit. This will serve as a guide so same-sex families can have fundamental rights to their children and their child's future. So today, we examine the problems, causes, and solutions of same-sex family parental discrimination. Last summer's victory merits massive celebration. But for thousands of individuals across the United States, their fight is just beginning. be recognized